Hello Year 10, I'm just going to go through the recent topic test on congruence and similarity so that you can purple pen your answers. As always, leave me a little comment so I know you've watched the video. I will get round to marking all your bits and pieces of work over the next few days. I'm really sorry that it's taken a little bit of time to do that at the moment, but obviously Miss Bradley and I have been planning very detailed bits and pieces for Year 10 and their return from Monday. On returning Monday, I can't wait to see you all. A couple of things you need to know. Please make sure you've got your pencil case with you, with a pen, a pencil, a ruler. Also, please make sure that you've got a calculator with you in case we need it. The plan over the 4 lessons we've got will be to go back over some of the things we've done virtually online with videos to make sure you really do understand, and then also to teach a few new bits on equations, on inequalities and on identities. Okay, so we'll be looking at moving that on and then setting the work up for the remaining few weeks. Okay, so on to our test. We start with question 1. A photograph measures 10 cm by 18 cm, enlarged by scale factor 1.5. Work out the new dimensions. So I'm going to start with my 10 cm, and I've got 10 cm times by 1.5, so that's 15 cm. I've then got my second question, which is 18 centimetres times 1.5, which gives our 27 centimetres. So 1 mark each, 15 centimetres and 27 centimetres. So another enlargement of the photograph's made, and we've got a shorter side length of 7.5 centimetres. So actually what we're looking at is we're trying to work out our scale factor. Now we do that by working at my two sides. So it's 7.5 divided by 10. So my scale factor is 0.75. That means my enlargement is making it smaller. That's okay. So I can get my long side, which is 18. I can times by 0.75. I'm going to put that into my calculator. So I've got 18 times 0.75. I get my answer, and it's 13.5 centimetres. So 1 mark for having this, and 1 mark for having your 13.5. On to question 2. So turning over the page, please make sure you're purple penning all these answers to make sure you're doing your corrections as you go through. So question 2 says, we've got 2 triangles here, they are similar. Now remember that means one is an enlargement of the other. And it says work out the values of x and y. So what I'm looking at is I'm making sure that I'm going from here to here. So I'm going to have to work out my scale factor. Now my scale factor in this situation is 5.6 divided by 4.2. Why those two numbers? Well, these two sides are the same on both triangles. So I'm going to do one divided by the other to give me my scale factor. So I'm going to type in 5.6 divided by 4.2, and I get 1.3 recurring. Now that recurring is really important. Please make sure you've got your recurring in, otherwise it's not going to work if you just do 1.3. So that means going this way, I'm timesing by 1.3 recurring. Going this way, I'm dividing by 1.3 recurring. So if I want to work out, to start with, what x is, well, x is going to be 2.4 times by 1.3 recurring. So I type it into my calculator, 2.4 times 1.3, and we just hammer the 3 button, make sure it's there, and I get 3.2 centimetres. So I'm getting 1 mark here, I've got 1 mark for my 3.2. If I want to work out y, well I've got to start at 4.8, and I'm dividing by 1.3 recurring. So 4.8 divided by 1.3 recurring, type it into my calculator, and I get 3.6 centimetres. Put it in, and I've got my 3rd mark. Over the page, and we're now on to question 3. So question 3 says that these two lines are parallel, so I'm just going to write that on so I know. And it's asking me to show that the triangles are similar. Now that means one is an enlargement of the other. So what I need to show is that the sides are enlarged by a scale factor, and I've got to show that the angles will remain the same. So the first thing I know is that these two are the same because they are opposite angles. So these two are opposite angles. I can then use the rules that are on our formula sheet to know that these two are the same because they're alternate angles, and I know that these two are the same because they're alternate angles. So I'm going to label that on the side. Happy for you to do it on the picture. That demonstrates exactly what's going on to the examiner. Now, because I've got all angles the same, these shapes must be an enlargement of each other. So you're getting 1 mark for the opposite, 1 mark for alternate, and because the angles are the same, then they must be similar. Okay, that gets you your 3rd mark, that statement at the end. Part B says, work out the length of x to d. So what I've got to do is I've got to work out this bit here. And to do that, I'm going to draw out my 2 triangles. So I'm going to start with my triangle at the bottom. Quite happily, I've got x, and I've got c, and I've got d. Now I'm going to label my angles each time, so I can see which one's which. And I'm going to label any sides that I know. I know that one's 10. My other triangle, I'm going to label it the same way. Okay, I want them to be exactly the same. And we're looking at the one that's got 3 bands next to it from our picture is A. 2 bands is B. So this is B, this is A, this is X. A to X is 5 centimetres, A to B is 4 centimetres. So the side I'm after is X to D, it's this one. So I need to work out what my scale factor is going this way. So you're getting 1 mark for having these pictures or for getting your scale factor. Well, my scale factor is 10 divided by 4, so it's 2.5. So your 1 mark is either for your picture or that 2.5. So I've got to do 5 times by 2.5 to give me the side I need, 12.5 centimetres. Last but not least, we're on to question 4, and it says, are the triangles similar, congruent, or neither? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to show whether the angles are the same or which rule on our triangles it applies to. So I have got 4.2 centimetres both times, that's great, and it's a triangle, so we know the angles add up to 180 degrees, so we can work out those angles. So I can do 180, take away 65, take away 48. Type that into my calculator, and I know this angle up here is 67 degrees. I could do the same over here, this angle is 65 degrees. So we can see that all my angles are the same. So at least we know that they're similar, but actually, are they congruent? Now congruency, we're going to have to look at one of 2 things, one of 4 things. It's either all the sides are the same, we've got angle, side, angle, we've got right angle, hypotenuse and side. Okay, and actually let's just work with those to start with. So I have got angle, side, angle, so 67, 4.2, 48. This one goes 67, 4.2, but 65 at the bottom. So angle, side, angle doesn't work. So the most they can be, these triangles are similar. So you get 1 mark for that, 65, 1 mark for 67, 1 mark for similar at the bottom. Let me know you've watched the video. Looking forward to seeing you all next week.